Lisbon, Portugal's storied capital, sits on the edge of Europe with a past shaped by both triumph and tragedy. Its history stretches back to the time of the Phoenicians, later becoming an important outpost for the Romans and later still the Moors. However, while Lisbon has long been a center of commerce, exploration, and culture, its identity has been equally forged by a series of harrowing events that left lasting scars and sparked transformation. One of the most defining tragedies occurred on November 1st, 1755, when the city was devastated by one of the most powerful earthquakes in recorded history. Known as the Great Lisbon Earthquake, it struck during All Saints' Day Mass, followed by a tsunami and fires that raged for days. This threefold disaster killed tens of thousands, destroyed much of the city, and shook not only the physical foundations of Lisbon, but the philosophical and theological beliefs of Europe at the time. Before that, in 1506, the Lisbon Massacre saw the brutal killing of hundreds of new Christians, Jews who had been forced to convert to Christianity. The violence, ignited by religious fervor and social unrest, exposed deep divisions within Portuguese society and revealed the dangerous intersection of state power, religious intolerance, and mob justice. In the 16th century, Lisbon thrived as the launchpad of the age of exploration. But this golden age was also rooted in tragic foundations. The city became a central hub of the transatlantic slave trade. Thousands of Africans were brought through Lisbon's ports, many to be sold and shipped across the Atlantic. The economic boom came at the cost of immense human suffering and left behind a legacy of racial inequality that Portugal has only recently begun to reckon with. In 1980, a plane crash that took the life of Portugal's Prime Minister Francisco Sá Carneiro cast a shadow over Lisbon's post-revolution optimism. The accident occurred just 6 years after the Carnation Revolution of 1974, which peacefully ended decades of dictatorship. The crash, shrouded in controversy and suspected foul play, undermined public trust at a critical time when the country was trying to redefine itself as a modern European democracy. In 1988, a massive fire tore through the Chiado district, one of Lisbon's most historic and culturally significant neighborhoods. The fire destroyed homes, businesses, and historic buildings, including the ruins of centuries-old architecture. The devastation sparked a major urban renewal campaign, which not only rebuilt Chiado but also marked a turning point in Lisbon's modern development. More recently, the COVID-19 pandemic hit Lisbon hard, particularly its elderly population and tourism-reliant economy. Quarantine restrictions emptied the city's historic districts, closing businesses and exposing the fragile balance between preserving heritage and sustaining modern livelihoods. The city's recovery efforts have focused on sustainability, culture, and digital transformation. Through these tragedies, natural disaster, violence, exploitation, political unrest, urban destruction, and global pandemic, Lisbon has continuously reinvented itself. Each event reshaped its people, government, and culture, making the city not just a capital of Portugal, but a symbol of resilience, etched into every stone of its history. The people of Lisbon are known for their strong sense of identity, shaped by a deep connection to history, tradition, and family. Hospitality and warmth are central to the culture, with a communal spirit often reflected in local festivals, music, and shared meals. Family remains the cornerstone of social life, and respect for elders and religious observances are still part of daily routines. While Roman Catholicism is the predominant religion, with churches found throughout the city and religious holidays widely observed, Lisbon is also home to a growing number of people who practice other faiths or identify as non-religious, especially among the younger generations. Lisbon's economy is diverse and continues to expand. Once dominated by maritime trade and textiles, the city has embraced modern industries such as technology, tourism, finance, and real estate. Many locals work in the service sector, including hotels, restaurants, and retail. The city has also become a hub for startups and digital nomads, with many Portuguese professionals working in software development, design, and customer service roles for international companies. Construction, education, and public administration remain stable sources of employment, and the Port of Lisbon continues to play a role in shipping and logistics. Transportation in Lisbon is well developed and widely used by both locals and tourists. The metro system covers key parts of the city and is one of the most efficient ways to get around. Trams are iconic and still in operation, particularly in older neighborhoods. Public buses provide extensive coverage, and trains connect Lisbon to surrounding suburbs and other Portuguese cities. Ferries are also available across the Tagus River, and taxis and rideshare services are easy to find. Many residents use scooters or bicycles, and walking remains common in central areas. The cuisine of Lisbon is a point of pride, reflecting both tradition and creativity. Must-try dishes include bacalhau à brás, a beloved saltcod recipe prepared with eggs and potatoes. Caldo verde, a green soup made with kale and chorizo, is a comforting staple. Sardinhas assadas, or grilled sardines, are especially popular during the summer festivals. Pastéis de nata, Portugal's famous custard tarts, are a daily treat enjoyed across the city. Another favorite is arroz a bulão pato, a dish of clams cooked in garlic, olive oil, and cilantro. The official language spoken in Lisbon is Portuguese, though English is commonly spoken in tourist areas and among younger residents. There are also communities that speak Cape Verdean Creole, Mirandese, and a growing number of immigrant languages, including Ukrainian and Mandarin. Lisbon experiences a Mediterranean climate, with mild, rainy winters and warm, dry summers. Spring and autumn are particularly pleasant, drawing both locals and visitors to the city's outdoor cafes and parks. Temperatures rarely drop below freezing in winter and can rise above 30 degrees Celsius, 86 degrees Fahrenheit in summer. The weather contributes to the relaxed and sociable lifestyle, with many activities centered around open-air spaces and the waterfront. Lisbon is full of fascinating quirks and surprises that add charm to its historic depth. One fun fact is that Lisbon is home to the oldest operating bookstore in the world, Bertrand Bookstore, which opened in 1732 and still serves readers today. Another surprising detail is that the city's famous yellow trams were originally imported from the United States and modeled after San Francisco's cable cars. Additionally, Lisbon's Vasco da Gama Bridge is the longest bridge in the European Union, stretching over 17 kilometers across the Tagus River. Lastly, the city hosts one of Europe's largest aquariums, the Oceanario de Lisboa, which draws marine life enthusiasts from around the globe. There are countless must-see attractions. The Belém Tower, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, symbolizes Portugal's age of discovery. The Jerónimos Monastery is another architectural marvel with deep historical roots. São Jorge Castle offers panoramic views and layers of history from its Moorish past. Alfama, the oldest neighborhood in Lisbon, is known for its labyrinth of narrow streets and traditional fado music venues. The LX Factory, a revitalized industrial space turned creative hub, is popular for its street art, food markets, and local boutiques. Other unmissable stops include the Monument to the Discoveries, the vibrant Time Out Market, the National Tile Museum, and the MA8 Museum of Art, Architecture, and Technology. As for local stories, one resident, a longtime tram driver named João, claims he's driven the same route on the famous Tram 28 for over 30 years and says he still discovers something new on the ride every week. Another story comes from a baker in the Belém district who believes the secret pastéis de nata recipe was passed to her great-grandfather from monks fleeing political unrest. Her family has guarded the ingredients ever since. Lisbon is also rich in myth. One legend claims the city was founded by Ulysses himself, the hero of Homer's Odyssey, and was originally called O Lisipo. Another tale tells of a ghost ship that appears in the Tagus River during heavy fog, believed to be the lost crew of Portuguese explorers who never returned from their final voyage. Celebrity sightings in Lisbon aren't rare. Madonna lived in the city for several years and often spoke publicly about her love for its cultural energy. Actor John Malkovich co-owns a popular nightclub there. Lisbon also attracts international musicians and artists, many of whom have quietly bought homes in the city's scenic neighborhoods. With its resilience, rich heritage, vibrant culture, and unique blend of old and new, Lisbon offers something unforgettable at every turn. Whether you're drawn by its tragic past, its delicious food, or its soulful music, Lisbon leaves an impression that lingers. So what will you discover when you walk its storied streets? Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share for more amazing travel stories from around the world.